Joe Burrow is one game from back-to-back Super Bowls, while Patrick Mahomes is trying to take the Chiefs back to the promised land. Some say it's just a child's game, but the stakes don't get much bigger than this.
Let's start with a question. What is it about this game that makes us care so much?
Wait, I thought they said we were going to be home in time to watch the game.
Buddy, I told you, we got a few more errands to run. Don't worry, there'll be other games.
Because here's the thing. Not everyone gets it.
Fans of both teams have been anticipating.
Yes, including loved ones.
This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna go without you.
We've been hearing it for generations. They say we're wasting our time. They say we get too carried away. It doesn't really mean anything. It's a silly obsession. They say it's just a child's game.
How did he do that? I think we're having a little bit of fun now.
Yes, every sport is a child's game. It's undeniable. But that's exactly the point. As children, we were careless, reckless, and often fearless. This little guy? Well, he still is. And that's why we watch. Because somewhere along the line,
Patrick Mahomes, the magic show.
he became a magician.
Did it, baby.
They say we need to grow up. But why? He never did. Yes, he's cool. Victory cigars, designer shades cool. In winning games, they say he's not supposed to. Why do we care so much? Come on. Have you seen these guys? Have you seen these teams? In this league, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best.
I know y'all saw that.
And these two superheroes know that.
You want a rivalry? These quarterbacks are going to be in it over and over again.
All too well. Tonight, two AFC rivals, led by youthful fearlessness, look to take that final step onto the grandest stage in sports. They say, why bother? It's just a bunch of grown-ups playing a child's game. You know what? They're right. And that's exactly why we watch. Like we have for generations. With the Super Bowl only one game away.
The whole world will be watching that one. Beautifully told by Pete Radovich, a child's game, with, in fact, a game that will take one of these teams to Super Bowl 57 as the Chiefs take the field at Arrowhead. For the second straight year, it's Cincinnati and Kansas City for the Lamar Hunt Trophy and the AFC Championship, with the winner to face Philadelphia in 2 weeks' time in Arizona. What a night it's going to be here in Kansas City. And hello, friends. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson, Evan Washburn, Jay Feely, and Gene Steratore, all with you, all excited about this game. I know that really touched your heart, mine as well. A child's game, because you can relate to that as we watch the quarterbacks growing up through the years.
Are you kidding me? This is what it's all about. This is why you work your whole life. I was a kid once. You dreamed of these big moments. And I think we got two kids out here playing a sport, and this is going to be a special one, Jim.
Well, one of them, Patrick Mahomes, of course, is the focus of all this attention. 8 days ago with the high ankle sprain. You've been watching in warm-ups. What have you seen? What do you expect?
Well, I think he's moving around a little gingerly. I think he's got to, like, kind of change his game a little bit. I think you're going to see that play out. I mean, they're going to try and pressure him early, I think. But I'll tell you this right now. Be very careful. I think you freed him up mentally, Jim. You've given a great, almost legendary player an excuse. He's now not necessarily supposed to be the best player. This guy's going to show up today, and you're going to see him play at a very high level, I think.
There's another area of concern for Kansas City, and that's Travis Kelce on the next to last snap in practice on Friday. He tweaked his back. He's been getting treatment all weekend long. He was iffy this morning if he was even going to play in the game. He's a go.
That's concerning to me. I really believe right now that can act up at any moment. If it does, it spasms. You're not going to get the Travis Kelce you've seen all year, and he's the #1 focal point for this Bengals defense. They've done a good job on him over the years, but I'm concerned, and the Chiefs would have to throw out half of their playbook if he goes down.
All right, Joe Burrow. He's healthy. He's fearless. He's unfazed by all the attention, playing in a hostile environment. We saw him last week in Buffalo. He's just been sensational, and he's ready to do it once again here on this turf.
You're talking about an uncommon player. 3rd year in the NFL, and he knows things that nobody should know until they're a 10-year vet, and he's able to do this right now. What he's learned and what he's able to do, it's why they're winning on the road, why they're winning big games, and why he's able to come in like he did last year and beat a Patrick Mahomes in this stadium.
Well, Tony, we've got all the stars at quarterback here with Burrow and Mahomes, and again, a rematch from last year's AFC title game. And here we go. Let's now go to the public address announcer, Nate Herron.
And now, to honor America, please rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem, performed by retired Navy Petty Officer First Class Generald Wilson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to the AFC Championship game presented by Intuit TurboTax. Cincinnati will be receiving the opening kick. It is a brutally cold night here in Kansas City. It feels like 10 outside, and it's going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of about 5 by the end of the game as far as wind chill. And let's go down to the sidelines for last-second reports. Tracy's up first.
Jim, normally this type of high ankle sprain takes 3 to 6 weeks to recover from. Patrick Mahomes is out here after just 8 days. We spoke with him this week. He said he spent 4 to 5 hours every day getting treatment to minimize the swelling, to increase his mobility. I was also told he did not take a shot before this game. He feels good. He is moving well. And he told us it is all about pain tolerance and mental toughness today. Now, let's send it over to Evan Washburn.
And Tracy, for this Bengals defense, there is no underestimating what Patrick Mahomes can do, even with a high ankle sprain. But early in this game, they want to gauge his mobility. They feel like they'll learn a lot from that first Mahomes scramble. So they're going to look to pressure early, flush him out, force him to test it. They want to get answers early and adjust accordingly, Jim.
All right, Evan, Kansas City defers at the top, and including what the Eagles did today. This is now 20 consecutive championship games where the team that won the toss elected to kick the football. That's how we'll begin with Cincinnati receiving. Butker's kick. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Progressive, the right call to protect your home and car. Gillette, the best a man can get. And by Acura, precision, crafted performance. Here's the tail of the tape. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. This matchup head-to-head. 3 matchups, all of them wins by Cincinnati. Burrow, the only player to beat Mahomes in 3 consecutive meetings.
Yeah, Mahomes, this is rare because it's...
Welcome back to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City, which opened in 1972, and that was a season that saw Paul Brown, the Bengals, come in here and visit Hank Stram, and the Chiefs. Matchup of a couple of super legends, that's for sure. They come. Are they going to tighten things up, Tony?
Well, last week they did. It was a concern, but they did a great job of helping each other. You see guys going over, but today you're going against Steve Spagnuolo, who played you in week 13. He's putting a guy up. Slide the center to the left, point over there, and get Chris Jones a one-on-one against a backup and Sharping. That's play design. Scheme matches talent. They come together, and you got a great plan.
Field goal for the Bengals from 30 yards out. 6-3 Chiefs. As fast as the Chiefs started this game, managed, though, only a couple of field goals. It looked like Cincinnati would go down the field and just erase all of that early momentum.
That's kind of what happened. People think like, oh, Cincinnati's won the last 3 games, and I know that who's favored or not, but Kansas City was winning in every 4th quarter in all 3 of those games. So both these teams know it's going to be a dogfight till the end.
All right, the Kansas City Chiefs and tight end Noah Gray, in partnership with the NFL's Inspire Change Initiative, surprised Jack Larson with tickets to Super Bowl 57. Mr. Larson has been a Salvation Army volunteer since 1990. He's got 2 tickets. Got his hands full on the way to Arizona with the size of those 2.
Yeah.
1. It's presented by Verizon. Heading back to Las Vegas, the action gets started Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, with the Skills Showdown on ESPN, and continues Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern with more skills and the first ever AFC versus NFC flag football game on ESPN and ABC. They got all kinds of skills challenges, including even a long drive contest. You would have liked that back in your day.
I would have back when I was a young kid, but now I'm 68 years old.
Yeah.
75 in back years, but...
And only hit it about 320 off the tee.
I'll take it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Shazam! Fury of the Gods, in theaters March 17th. Taco Bell. And by Volkswagen. Chiefs have gone up by 10 with 3:53 to go in the first half. Travis Kelce, again, hampered by a back the last 48 hours. I saw him coming in today. He said, I've got to go warm it up and see if I can go. Look at this, Tony, what he's done. This is not for tight ends. This is for anyone as far as receiving categories.
Right there. That is all-time for receivers and tight ends. Obviously behind the great Jerry Rice. That's going to be a hard one to catch. But Gronk, he's already tied. We're talking about GOAT category now at tight end position.
It's actually 27 receptions behind Rice. And he could catch him next year in the postseason. In reality, it is Mixon makes the catch. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Snapchat. Wait till you see this. And by Bud Light, who reminds you to drink responsibly. So we're down at the Plaza area. We've got Cincinnati backed up at the 7. Tony, what to close out the half? Well, last year, Kansas City led 21-10 at the intermission. Tonight, it's 13-6 Chiefs.
And you remember the Bengals did not have a great O-line last year, and Burrow figured it out.
That's the end of the first half with the score. Kansas City 13, Cincinnati 6. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
Jeez.
Ironic. Edelman's struggling with reception.
2 things I hate dropping. Balls and calls.
Well, you need a better network. And Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $25 a line.
I'm listening.
It's their best unlimited price ever.
Nice. I'm switching now.
Whether you're in the city or on the road.
reception.
And getting the network you want for the price you love.
Touchdown!
Oh! Touchdown!
For a limited time, switch to Verizon for just $25 a line. Guaranteed for 3 years. The savings that last on the network you want. Verizon.
Great today.
They got him. Here's Burrow. And sack number 4. End zone. Caught. Travis Kelce with the touchdown. 4th time in 393 days. These two teams tangle. The Bengals claiming the first 3, but down 7 at halftime tonight. The winner goes to the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at the game day highlights presented by Pepsi's Zero Sugar.
Well, you saw in this first half the ability for the Chiefs to get off to a good start, put pressure on the quarterback, but that was the touchdown right there. That really has been the difference. A lot of field goals right now, 4 field goals, a touchdown, but I really think going into this game, you just slighted Patrick Mahomes. It was the first time he went into it being like, they're doubting me, and he gave him almost a freed up mentally. I think sometimes we get desensitized how good this guy actually is. He does all the wizardry, all the secondary reaction throws, improvisation, but he can play from the pocket, and he did in that first half. He only missed 1 throw. But also, if you're a Bengals fan, Joe Burrow said, I took it, I took everything you had, and he brought him down at the end, got points. Signs of life. Big drive here.
Well, it was Cincinnati who had been pretty openly talking about feeling disrespected, but it was interesting to see everything switch this weekend. You could say that actually they gave that chip to Kansas City, whether it was the talk that Mike Hilton started with Burrowhead for Arrowhead, or even the mayor of Cincinnati making some outrageous comments. But here we are. We got a half to go, and this is kind of a similar theme with Kansas City having a double-digit lead at one time, and the Bengals trying to come back, and this is returned by Pacheco to the 21. Let's go down to Tracy.
Jim, you guys talked in the first half about 3s instead of 7s. Andy Reid pleased with the defensive stop, holding them to just a field goal there. He said defensively they need to get more pressure, though, continue to pressure and slow the run game down. Offensively, he really likes where Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are health-wise, but he needs to be more consistent on the offensive side of the ball. And one update, cornerback L'Jarius Sneed officially out with a concussion.
Oh, wow. At about 3. And what were the Bengals thinking at halftime? Let's go over to Evan.
Yeah, Jim, for the Bengals to make another second-half comeback in a championship game, Zach Taylor thinks they have to get 7 in the red zone. 0 for 2 there in the first half. He was pleased with how they adjusted the protection and started to protect Burrow better in that first half. And he feels confident his defense can hold here and give him a shot here to get back in this game. And one injury to update, Tyler Boyd remains out with that left leg injury, guys.
But Apple was right on him. And there you see the numbers from that first half for Burrow. He had 135 of the passing yards in that second quarter, while Mahomes threw the game's only touchdown pass to Kelce, only touchdown of the game.
Yeah, and I think that was exactly what, you know, Evan talked about, and Tracy. I mean, the adjustments. Cincinnati did a great job of changing the protection. 4 sacks in that first half. They had 4 in the championship game last year. That's not a killer, but they adjusted. They're actually finding their footing now.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Oppenheimer, the new film by Christopher Nolan. Miller Lite and Coors Light. And by State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Willie Gay was able to walk to the sideline. It's, again, bitter cold. It feels like it's 5 degrees outside. There's this stat that you may have seen going around. Joe Burrow in his NFL career, 8-0 when the game time temperature is under 40. It's well below that. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. And by new Starry Lemon Lime Soda Crisp Burst of lemon lime flavor. So Hardman was able to get up and walk to the sideline. Maybe he'll be able to get back in there. Saturday, Inside College Basketball on CBS begins our day, 12:30 Eastern, followed by Texas Tech and 17th ranked Baylor. And then at 3 Eastern, live PGA Tour coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am is coming up Saturday here on CBS. Saturday, of course, Celebrity Day. In the pro field, you got Matt Fitzpatrick, Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland. Celebrity field, you got the likes of Bill Murray, Eric Church, Josh Allen. The NFL on CBS. Sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. The all-electric Mercedes-Benz lineup is here. Geico, switch today and see all the ways you can save. And by Chipotle. For real. The NFL draft, by the way, will be held right here at Union Station this spring. Kansas City, the host city. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy and by Verizon, the network you deserve, the savings that last. People a little fidgety when you get to this point. The guy in the middle right there is Mike Arnold, who was a broadcast associate for Super Bowl 16 way back when. Bengals Niners. By the way, if you haven't seen TV's top news series, Fire Country, tonight is the night to start a special new episode right after the game. So we've already heard earlier in this direction from Jay Feely. He figures they got to get to about the 35. Now it's over. It is over, and the Kansas City Chiefs have won it. Heading to the Super Bowl for the third time in 4 years. And Cincinnati falls by the exact count. They were defeated by the Rams in the Super Bowl at 23-20 as well.
One of the great rivalries for a long time right there. Joe Burrow, fantastic season.
Another game that comes down to a field goal difference in the end. 4 games, all of them decided by 3 points.
Exactly right. The difference today was, I thought, Kansas City's ability to get pressure up front and getting that last sack. They won the early stage and they won the last stage on defense. And then Mahomes, just the gutty performance to put it really on his foot and his ankle to go get him to the Super Bowl.
When he had to do it, when he had to take it on with the injured ankle and all, he raced down that sideline and then got the added benefit of the penalty that made the kick very doable.
He didn't run that fast all day, and you almost can't. And that's adrenaline, that's your season, that's for your teammates and everybody.
Guess what? We've got the Andy Reid Bowl coming up in Arizona. 14 years the head coach at Philadelphia, 10 years here at Kansas City, winningest coach in Eagles history. 1 game away from being the winningest coach in KC history. Philly, KC is all set, and we're going down to Tracy.
Vindication at its best today. And Patrick, what can you say about the job you and your team did? Sure.
Give him his respect.
Yes, sir.
Give him his respect.
Yes, sir.
Stamp him.
Well, we do know that you are one of the greatest, and you showed that out here today. Certainly not anywhere close to 100%. How did you guys do this against the Bengals with just coming back and finally finishing this one off to head to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I also want to thank God, man.
Woo! Burrow had my ass. Woo! It's Mahomes' house.
Hey, first off, like I said, I want to thank God, man. He healed my body this week. To battle through that, he gave me the strength to be out here. But I just with this team, man, we played together. I said it from the beginning. When we were in the locker room, I said, we got to be together, and this team stepped up against a great football team, and we showed this place that's Arrowhead. It's not Burrowhead out here.
No, it's not Burrowhead anymore, and you saw Travis Kelce. It's going to be the Kelce Bowl against the Eagles. Your early thoughts on heading to Arizona to try and beat the Eagles to win another Super Bowl?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're a great football team. I've watched them all year long. Great quarterback, great entire team, man. It's going to be a great challenge for us, but I'm going to celebrate this one first. So I'm going to make sure I get back with my team. I don't think we have any cigars, but we'll be ready to go at the Super Bowl.
Enjoy it. Good luck.
I appreciate you.
Well, you got the Reed Bowl, and you got another one, too.
Hey, you got the Kelce Bowl.
You got the Kelce Bowl. The brothers are going to square off.
You can't tell me that he didn't relish the fact that they were doubting and putting Burrow up above him. He heard that, whether it's true or not. He felt it this week, and you could tell right there. Unbelievable. And that's what the best want. They want that game in their hands and put it on them.
You heard Orlando Brown come in there. Give this man some respect. Hey, people say sometimes maybe the media, maybe they exaggerate this. You could tell this had been eating at them all week long.
It's not Burrowland, he said?
Yeah.
It's Arrowhead?
It's still Arrowhead. But these
Burrowhead,
two teams.
Arrowhead?
Yeah.
Wow.
Final score, Kansas City takes the AFC title, 23-20. Coming up the State Farm postgame show, presentation of the Lamar Hunt Trophy. We'll send you to James Brown right after this. This game presented by Intuit TurboTax.
This is the State Farm postgame show.
Well, folks, if you haven't watched TV's top news series, tonight is the night. A special new episode of Fire Country. That's coming up next after the postgame show. And hello again, everyone, and welcome to the State Farm postgame show back here at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm James Brown, along with all of my guys. And look here, we can certainly talk about all the talent that Patrick Mahomes has, but this was a game where toughness and grit stood out.
Oh, man, that's it. He was so tough. We sat here on the sideline and watched. He was taking so many hits, but he hung in there. Two receivers out, throwing the ball to the backs. Nate, we said that ankle's never going to hold up. Well, I think we were wrong. Because when he ran on that last play to win the game, but also, stars got to do it for your team. And Chris Jones was spectacular in the game and made a great play.
And the other guy that stepped up was Marquez Valdez-Scantling. With everybody else going down in the receiving core, he stepped up big today. And again, you got to take it off to that defense. And honestly, to this football team and to the Cincinnati Bengals, they came in here, they've made a heck of a run. This is a battle we're going to see over and over again, that being Joe Burrow going against Patrick Mahomes.
Let's just acknowledge the greatness that we are seeing. For Patrick Mahomes, this makes 3 Super Bowl appearances in the last 6 years. And he did it all, like Phil is saying, limping his way through 4 quarters. He took some shots.
Wow.
He had to turn and twist on that right leg and make some throws. Yet and still, in the moments that mattered the most, the superstar of all superstars, Patrick Mahomes, stepped up.
How about the rookie Brian Cook? He makes a huge deflection that leads to the second interception. Chris Jones comes up with a huge sack. The Bengals had 2 series in which they could have won this game, and both of those ended, one on a sack, the other on an interception. But like you guys said, Patrick Mahomes was unhuman today. I mean, I don't know how he played like that and was able to run like that.
And one last thing, Steve Spagnuolo had a secondary in which Jerry Steve went out was nothing but rookies. Kudos to what he did today as a defensive side.
And kudos to a very tough Cincinnati Bengals team for sure, folks. And now let's send it over to Jim Nantz for the presentation of the Lamar Hunt Trophy.
Thank you, JB. Kansas City, you're heading back to the Super Bowl. Another fantastic game between these two franchises, but we're here to present the Lamar Hunt Trophy, and with the honors, one of the legends in Chief history, Emmett Thomas, it's all yours.
Chiefs Nation, on behalf of the NFL, it's my pleasure to present the Lamar Hunt Trophy. Thank you.
Clark, congratulations. This was another nail-biter in a game with a lot of grit on both sides, and your quarterback made an amazing play with his legs at the end. How about this team?
They're unbelievable. Congratulations to all the players and coaches on bringing home another Lamar Hunt Trophy. The Lord has blessed our family in so many ways, including with the best fan base in the National Football League, and there's nothing better than getting to celebrate this with you guys. Chiefs Kingdom, we're going back to the Super Bowl.
Congratulations. Andy Reid, come on over here. How are you?
Good.
I heard someone on the broadcast already called this the Andy Reid Bowl. We've got Philadelphia, we got Kansas City, and what a thrill this must be for you to go back and then for them to be there on the other side. Congratulations, having that back in your hands again.
Oh, it's fantastic. Hey,
there you go.
Okay, how about those? That's what I'm talking about, baby. Back to the Super Bowl. The work's not done. The work's not done. We got a few practices here that we got to take care of business. But here we come, Philly.
How did you do it? Your quarterback comes through with all the talk about what would he be able to do with the ankle. You lose so many guys on the outside, the receivers. You lose Snead early, and your team found a way at the end. How did you do it?
Well, they did. It's a tough bunch. My heart goes out to them, man. They tough guys. They worked so hard this week. Pat and Kels were both banged up a little bit, and they pushed through. And I mean, great things happened. We had the receiving core. We were mixing and matching guys in there, and they sucked it up and did a great job there too. But our fans, man, our fans helped guide us through this thing, and we appreciate the energy that they gave us. And what a great job by our defense. Phenomenal job, Jim.
Well, hopefully you got a couple of weeks to get everybody healthy. Congratulations, Andy, Tammy. It's going to be a super matchup down in Arizona.
Well, we appreciate you. I'm proud to stand next to you right here, Jim. Thank you,
Coach. I really appreciate you. Patrick Mahomes, come on over here. What did it take for you to put up that kind of performance here tonight?
It took my teammates. I truly believe that, man. Just to come out here and battle against a great football team, it took everybody. I told our team in the locker room, it's going to be all of us. We got to play together, and that's what we did as a full team. And how about Harrison Butker knocking through that field goal, baby? That's what I'm talking about.
How about Travis Kelce coming in here less than 100%? He gets to go against his brother now. We got a Kelce Bowl also down in Arizona, and Travis comes up big again. And then you got Chris Jones, and then you make the play with your legs. There was seconds to go plus a penalty on top of it. What did you decide to do at that moment in time?
Yeah, at some points in games, you got to just put it all on the line. And the defense gave us a couple chances to get in field goal range. We didn't get in there. The defense got another stop for us, and I knew I was going to get there somehow. So I put it all on the line, and we got in field goal range. And we're at Arrowhead now, and we're in that AFC Championship again.
It is still called Arrowhead, last time I checked, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is this thing still called Arrowhead? What does it sound like out there?
Legendary performance tonight, Patrick. Congratulations. And Travis, we look forward to seeing you and your brother square off. We've got to get out of here, but well done, my friend.
I appreciate you. How about this beautiful trophy? Huh? Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party.
I knew he was going to be up for one more of those. Congratulations, Kansas City. The Chiefs are the AFC champions. Then let's send it back over to James Brown.
There's more to come, folks. That's when the State Farm post-game show continues from here at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. And welcome back to the State Farm post-game show. And folks, just moments ago, it was our own Evan Washburn speaking with Bengals head coach Zach Taylor.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time and what is a challenging time for you. Obviously, just had some time with the guys in the locker room. What were your words to try and kind of put this in perspective?
Proud of them. You know, they climbed a tough hill to get to this point, and we just came up a play short. You got to give credit to Kansas City. They made the plays when they needed to, and you know, they're going to the Super Bowl. And again, a lot of credit to them. They're a great team. It was a tough matchup.
Understanding it's never one play, but obviously the late hit put them in field goal range. Again, when you're trying to communicate things to players, especially ones involved in that play, how do you do it?
We're not going to make it about one play. You know, there was plenty of plays that we left on the field today that could have put us in a better position.
What was the building block that you can take? I mean, we spoke you expect to be in these games.
Yeah.
How do you carry this
The
forward?
character of this football team, that's never going to change. We got the right people in the locker room, the right men leading this team in this organization. I know that this is a team that our city and our fan base can be proud of. They represent themselves the right way, and we're going to fight and scratch and claw to be back in this position again next year.
Lastly, just what are you most proud about this year's version of the Bengals?
Just the way that they fought, stuck together, and it was a tough road to get here, to win 10 in a row. It was a pretty incredible feat. We came up short. We wanted to play longer than that. But again, really proud of these guys.
Zach, again, thanks for the time and a challenging moment.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks, and there is more to come. That's when the State Farm postgame show continues here. The AFC Championship game, one that the Kansas City Chiefs have won. Well, if you haven't watched TV's top news series, tonight is the night. A special new episode of Fire Country. That's coming up next after the post-game show as we welcome you back here for the State Farm post-game show. Phil, final thoughts.
Well, what I can say about this game, it was not a thing of beauty, but it was compelling. And Kansas City, they need 2 weeks off to get ready for the Super Bowl because they're going up against a big, tough, and rough Philadelphia team.
Yeah, I mean, it's bottom line. Andy Reid going back home, right? They're going against the Philadelphia Eagles from where he started. And Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be a classic.
Chiefs, Eagles. The Eagles have the best running game that we've seen all year long. And then the Chiefs, one of the best passing games in NFL history. This is going to be the ground versus the air in Super Bowl 57.
Two of the best players in the NFL happen to be brothers, and they're going up against each other in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
the Kelsey brothers, baby. I can't wait for that story to play out. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Kelsey, for those two great football players.
And the State Farm postgame show continues after this.